withdrawing my name. I got the receipts. They got all kinds of stuff going on around here.
Give me a break, man. Ed Reed wanted nothing. And let me repeat this. He wanted nothing but the best for these kids. And you want to drive them off? Okay. Good luck with that. Good luck finding another head coach who cared about these kids like Ed Reed did. I have never, and let me repeat that, I have never seen anything quite like this happen at the college football level. I don't want to label this as a strange or weird situation because I don't know what you would call this. For those of you that have no idea whatsoever what I'm talking about, a couple days ago I showed you a video clip where Ed Reed, the NFL legend, he went off an Instagram live video. I know a lot of people that are going to watch this video did not see that, so I'm going to show you it in just a second. But my point is, and the reason we're making this video, and I'm sure some of you heard about this, Ed Reed has officially been not fired, but he's been quote unquote let go. They're going to try to sweep this under the rug and tell you, oh, this was mutual, but it wasn't. They told him he had to go. I'll leave it at this. We've got a lot, and I mean a lot to talk about in this video. If you like drama and you like college football, well, my friend, you have found yourself in the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get you a snack, get you a popcorn, get your favorite meal you like to eat whenever you watch a video. It's going to be a good one. All right, Matt, blah, blah, blah. Shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, first things first, this is the only topic we're going to talk about in this video, and we are jumping straight into things. A few days ago, Ed Reed, I don't think he should have done this. I'll speak on it in just a second. He went live on Instagram, and Matt wrote a clip.
Mutton is showing. I chose not to, but now I'm out here walking with the football team, picking up trash. But I'm mutting us. Man, get out of here, man. I should leave. I'm not even under contract doing this. I'm mutting us? Man, get out of here, man. They mutt me. These didn't even clean my office when I got here. I'm mutting y'all? Get man, come on, man. Come on, man. Here was trash in front of me. Who you think got it cleared out? That building right there got trash in it. It's trash. What are you talking about? I need no to come out and help out because people just want money. That's why social network, man.
Yeah, I think saying he's not happy in that video, that'd be a understatement. And oh yeah, I forgot to give you a little context before the video. The reason he's so mad is because, like he said in the video, his office and the buildings around Bethune-Cookman, where he was currently the head coach, it was trashed. It is what it is. I could try to sit up here and validate it. I'm not going to. You get the point. He's mad. That's all you need to know. He was unhappy with the situation. I said this a couple days ago in the video, and I'm going to say it again. I understand where he's coming from. However, I think him posting that on social media, it was unprofessional. Because in my eyes, what is you going live on Instagram and ranting about that going to do about the situation? It's not going to help it. Let me make this clear. I don't have a problem with it whatsoever, but I'm looking at it from a standpoint of the higher ups. You know dang well in 2023, we're in one of the softest generations of all time, and people are going to call the school and say, oh, you're going to let your head coach act this way? That's very unprofessional, blah, 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 blah. Once again, doesn't bother me whatsoever, but it is unprofessional, and you can't do that stuff as a head coach. I get it. He's mad and upset, but if you're going to cuss and say all this and that, say it to somebody else. Don't put it out there on social media. Because now, here we are. We're having to address what I'm about to get into. You didn't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out, I figured it would happen, that Ed Reed and Bethune-Cookman, they were going to part ways. A few hours ago, Ed Reed released this statement, and it is kind of long, but all of it is vital and it is important to our story. Here's what he posted. Bethune-Cookman University has been working with my legal team to craft contract terms with the language and resources we knew were needed to build a successful football program. It's my desire not only to coach football, but to be an agent of change that most people just talk about being. However, after weeks of negotiations, I've been informed that the university won't be ratifying my contract and won't make good on the agreement we had in principle, which had provisions and resources best needed to support the student athletes. You can see from that statement alone, he is kind of throwing, well, not really kind of, he is throwing shade. And I get it 100%. He wants better for these kids, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Continuing along here, I was committed to coaching and cultivating a relationship with the university, players, community, and the fans. It's extremely disappointing this won't be happening. Thank you to those who share my vision and believe that greatness can be achieved with the right environment and surroundings. Although we couldn't make things work at BCU, the goal and mission are still the same. We serve to lead, lead to serve. We will continue with our pillars: respect, educate, empower, dream. Our efforts will remain about the kids through our foundation via our health and wellness programs, camps, and fundraising. We won't stop changing lives for the better as we've done for over 20 years. Give it a round of applause. I think that was a mature and great response. Like I said, he shouldn't have posted it on Instagram, and I feel like if he had to redo things, he wouldn't have posted that. The bottom line is, and it's a piece of advice I tell myself, and maybe you can use this in your everyday life, you don't need to worry about the past. Why? Because you can't change it. I'm sure Ed Reed, as much as he meant what he said on Instagram Live, he would have done things over differently. Like I just said though, the bottom line is you can't change it, so only worry about what you can do in the future. Check out this comment though, because some people think it's his fault. You did this. Your outburst was disrespectful to the school and not how a new head coach handled things. You brought internal issues to the public. And somebody replied to that, and this is a great point. You think the public didn't know how that campus looks, and that got over 70 likes. To respond to that second statement, I didn't know Bethune-Cookman, that program, looked that bad. I didn't know it was that corrupt. And that's just my perspective. I keep up with this stuff, so if I didn't know it looked that bad, I'm sure many other people didn't know as well. Here's another interesting comment though. It got over 20 likes. Sir Reed, you dodged a bullet. If they want to redact, I think he meant to say retract that contract, that's on them. You would have done so much for that campus. You're a giant and they know they can't push you around like a minion. For all the people that are angry, they should revert that anger against the school. I like that because Ed Reed and Coach Prime, these two guys, very successful guys by the way, they're not going to be pushed around. If you want to try to push them around, they'll just up and leave. So I do got to say this, I respect Ed Reed so much for sticking up for himself. Should he have handled it differently? Yes, of course, but I do respect him for sticking up for himself, and I cannot emphasize that enough. Because at the end of the day, did he cuss? Yes. Did it look good for the football program or the university? No, it doesn't look good. But I know he has these kids' best interests in his heart. The reason he's so passionate about it, the reason he's cussing about it and making a storm about it, is because he wants better. He's not going to settle for average. And those people, ladies and gentlemen, are the people you want in your life. You don't want a head football coach who's going to see trash in his office, trash around the campus, and just laugh it off and be okay with it. Or hey, now that I think about it, maybe that's who they want around. I don't know. I guess that's who they want. Let me put this into a better perspective so maybe you can relate. One of my high school coaches told me this, and it sticks with me till this day. He told my team, hey guys, if I'm yelling at you, you shouldn't be worried. You shouldn't be concerned, because that means I care. You should only be worried if I quit yelling, because that means I've given up. I believe that 100%, not just in sports, but in life. If I'm pushing my friends, or for example, you watching this video, if you're pushing your friends to be great in life, continue to go to the gym, work out, and be a better basketball, football, baseball player, that means you care. But once you get to the point where pushing them doesn't do anything, and you quit yelling at them, you quit encouraging them, that means you don't care. Applying that analogy to this situation, Ed Reed being passionate about these kids, about the program, that shows me he cares. Continuing along here, after all this broke today, after Ed Reed released a statement, here's what he had to say to his team, and it's got everybody talking on Twitter.
After playing and what we started doing, young man. Yeah, I curse. And y'all done heard curse words before. And they got parents in here. You know I don't want to leave. And like I told you, I want all these recruits. But they got some corrupt people in this world, some evil people that don't care about kids like I do. So I want y'all to hear the truth from me. I ain't withdrawing my name. I got the receipts. They got all kinds of stuff going on around here. Hoarding these buildings with nothing but trash in them. You understand me? And Dion was right. And I know I'm right. And they got some people in here who be snitching to their ass. And I work amongst Judas as Jesus walked with him. And I ain't have a problem with it. Because even Jesus prevailed.
Sir.
And what God got for you, no man can take.
When I say my heart, it goes out to Ed Reed. That's an understatement. I relate a lot to Ed Reed. I relate a lot to Deion Sanders. I relate to people who are striving for greatness. I can't speak for whoever's watching this video. I'm sure most of you, and I hope a lot of you, are highly motivated individuals. On the contrary, if you're not a highly motivated individual, I can't relate to you. I can't relate to lazy people. I can't relate to people who are okay with mediocrity. I just can't. There's nothing wrong with being average in this life. but there's something wrong with being okay with being average. There's a difference. If you're average and striving for greatness, I respect it. But if you're average, striving to continue to be average, I don't. Every single day you wake up, you have to dominate your competition. Life is player versus player. There wouldn't be a single other man who would be better for this Bethune-Cookman job than Ed Reed, and I'll stand on that to the day I die. And a lot of HBCU fans, I love you guys, but you're not going to like this. That is part of the reason as to why Deion Sanders left. We already made a video talking about this where Jackson State got exposed for the shady stuff they was doing when Deion was there. I just don't have too much more to say besides the fact I just think society, 2023, it's soft. Because nowadays, and you see the commercials, you see what people talk about on an everyday basis, they want people to be okay with being average. I'm not finna get into that argument and topic, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And I have no problem with it. You know why? Because with all that being said, being successful in 2023, outworking everybody else, it's getting easier every single year. Because nowadays, everybody's becoming lazy and society wants to normalize it. And the problem is, when we try to hire somebody to take the laziness out of the kids to make them want to strive for greatness, cough, cough, Ed Reed, we throw him out. We're like, oh no, Ed Reed, he's cussing. We got to get him out of here, man. He's just a bad influence. Give me a break, man. Ed Reed wanted nothing. And let me repeat this. He wanted nothing but the best for these kids. And you want to drive them off? Okay. Good luck with that. Good luck finding another head coach who cared about these kids like Ed Reed did. That's all I got. I'm going to end it off before I go on a tangent. Let me know your thoughts down below about the